Now there's one guy, he wanted to make some explosion, and he was American, a Pakistani American. And why did he even want to bomb America? Okay, obviously there had something happen when he went back to Pakistan, and that's when his attitude changed. Now, as also persuasive message, your message got to be persuasive, yeah? A Yale attitude change approach, who said what to whom, and also the source, the nature of communication, and also the nature of audience, which we have discussed just now. Now, and also the age factor. As we know, over the time, as you grow older, our attitude becomes like an ice, okay? From water, we are free to flow, but slowly along the way, over time, our attitude will be hardened. It'll be hard, it'll be really difficult to change. I know someone at the age of 70 or 60, she hates children so much that at the presence of children, she would shout and scold the children. Now, how do you want to persuade this mother or this woman to change? It is very hard. Because through attitude, we produce a feeling. And often the feeling is the one that strengthens our attitude. Now, ELM, there are two roots. The first one is the central root. Now, when we talk about persuasion, we have to look in terms of two roots, which is your central root and also your peripheral root. The central root is where you are focused on, where your attention is. It involves a lot in terms of your logic, your comprehension, your understanding, your acceptance, your analysis, okay? It takes a huge amount of time for you to be able to grasp what kind of information. Now, when you are listening to me right now, you might engage in your central root or you might engage in your peripheral root, yeah? It depends on how distracted you are, or it depends on how focused you are right now. Now, they have content, they have logic, they have evidence, and you carefully and thoughtfully consider it. Now, central root, of course, is especially when you make huge decision. One of them is when you want to buy a house or you buy a car. Okay, it does, most of the time, you have your central root working. But we cannot neglect the peripheral. Now, when I want to buy a car, let's say a national-made car, okay? Of course, I would think through the central root, but also the peripheral root actually does affect my choice of buying. Now, what is peripheral root? Now, peripheral root is more in terms of your unconscious acceptance, your thinking. So it goes through a heuristic route. It is unrelated. You don't look in terms of the content. You don't base on your issue related. You just look at a person talking and you start to analyze, is she talking well? Do I like it? Do I have a good feeling after what she said? Okay, how long the message is, or how expert the communicator. It has nothing to do with the content at all. It depends on the environment. It depends on the persuasion of the person. It doesn't depend on the facts and truth. And it's not evaluation on the issue. Now, sometimes you would say, how do we know whether do we focus on the central or do we focus on the peripheral? Now, the first one is the ability to process in depth. It means clear, time, and also motivated. Now, the first one, when you are clear of something, when the message is clear enough for you to understand, often we would use a central root to process the information. Also, the time. Given the time is sufficient enough, the person would be able to engage in a central route. And also if the person is motivated enough to engage in the communication. Now, as along the way as you are watching this video right now, are you motivated enough to understand me carefully and properly? Or are you just going through and looking at the lighting or the sitting of the person? Yep. Secondly, it's the motivation to devote your time and also your energy. Now, do you have the time to engage in your central? Most of the time, living in this busy city, I'm talking about Kuala Lumpur, most of the time we do not have enough time, not sufficient time. Everyone is in a really hurry way. We hurry to go to work, we hurry to go back home, we just hurry everything. Now, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, people say the invention of computer somehow would encourage us or would make more time for us to do more things. Now, what we realize right now, even if we have computer, even if we have washing machine, the oven, the dishwasher, even we have a maid, we still lack of sleep. We still sleep less than what we should sleep in a day. Now, how many hours did you sleep last night? A sufficient hour to sleep is about 7 hours. Yeah, most of us we lack sleeping. Last time people sleep about 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. They have their dinner at 5 p.m. and they wake up early about 6 a.m. And at that time, computer doesn't even exist. They don't even have the TV. They don't even have computer. They don't even have car to travel. All they do is just by walking. And the question is, why today, nowadays, people don't have enough time, and why last time when people do not have anything, they just have enough time to do everything. Yeah. In the future, when we look at that, people want to invent a type of special pill that doesn't require human to sleep at all. Amazing, okay? But still, we'll question, when that time happens, when we don't have to sleep at all, and when we have 24 hours a day, do you think you have time for your family or your friends? Yep. We'll see that when the time comes. Next one is your energy. Do you have enough energy to engage in the persuasion process? Yep. Sometimes when people are too tired, please do not talk to them because they are just not interested in talking to you at all. Now that is why when you're watching my video right now, after 40 minutes, get some rest, okay? Please do not look through for an hour, just one go. You can't process that. That's why the TV has advertisement. They just want to cut off, give you some relaxation so that you can continue. A best class to conduct is when it is conducted in a 40-minute session for children, okay? Adult might last to an hour. After that, their mind is shut down, okay? It's really shut down. They just closed, okay? Now, you cannot scold the children. You cannot scold the students, okay? It's not their fault. This is a nature of human. We are born in this way, okay? Now, I do attend classes which are 5-6 hours, one shot, okay? Now, if at the end of the day, if you ask me, what do I remember? Can I write down? Can you write down what I've learned, okay? I promise you I wouldn't learn anything. But instead, if you just give me a 40-minute session of class, okay? And after that, you ask me what I have learned, I promise you I'll write a lot more than what I've learned 5-6 hours. Now, quantity doesn't mean quality. When you have 5-6 hours of lecture, that doesn't mean that you have 5-6 hours of learning, 5-6 hours of knowledge. No, not at all. Okay? So please do not scold your students, or when you scold, even when you scold your children, or you want to talk to your employees or your boss, they have a very minimum small span of attention. Yep. So try to make your message short, especially for men, which they don't really hear much. Try to make your message short and clear and precise, and that's what people like. Now, next one. This is how we look in terms of your central, systematic, and also your peripheral, your heuristic route, okay? In a central, it is personally relevant. It has to be personal to you. Now, from the water filter issue, everyone has to drink water. That's why it is so personal, okay? It involves your knowledge, okay? What kind of knowledge you're absorbing. And also, you are personally responsible to it. Now, when you are persuaded, no one will persuade you and accept yourself, okay? Even though you are being complied by force or forced by someone, personally, ending up, you are the one making the decision, yeah?